Scorpio Ascendant. In case of Scorpio Ascendant, 2022 will act as an year of blessing. One of the major reasons being Ketu's transit out of the sign of Scorpio and to the sign of Libra. So, in this case, the Ketu's effect on your moon, especially if you are a Scorpio moon, that means if you are a debilitated moon sign, so Ketu's energy was actually very bad for you. Now, Ketu is going to move out, and this year, especially the second half of 2022, is marvelous for you. One more reason being Jupiter transit in the 5th house, which aspects the 1st and the 9th house, and that's one good movement, because if Jupiter is in the 5th house, it will aspect the 9th house with the aspect of exaltation, because 9th house is the sign of Cancer. Let's discuss area by area how different movements is going to affect your life, starting with business and finance. Rahu till this April 2022 will be in the 7th house. So till that time you have to be very much careful about the decisions that you make. You will see that certain decisions will backfire, especially if the decision is taken because of agitation, because of assumptions, or because of false guidance. Jupiter is present in the 4th house and it aspects the 10th house, therefore it to a certain extent blocks the negativity of Rahu, but because Ketu is on your ascendant, you may rely on the other or external factors more than your own gut feeling, your own strength. Trust yourself. You may have to speak up, you may have to stand in front of your business partner, you may have to talk and take a stand for your own decisions, and that is what is going to make your business a stable one. Especially after April, when Rahu will move out of the 7th house, Rahu transit in the 6th house will be very good for you, because it will expand the chance of bringing more employees in your business. It will also increase the use of technology in your business. Therefore, it all shows that the business is going to expand. When Venus will be exalted and when Venus will be in the sign of Taurus, those two particular month, that window is excellent for your business, and post mid 2022, especially after August 2022, things will be absolutely positive for you. But between 14th of April till 14th of May, Sun will be with Rahu in the 6th house, and Sun is your 10th lord, which is basically your own karma, your own name and fame. So your reputation can be in question. So do not commit a promise that you can't fulfill. You should know your limitations. Don't try to bite more than you can chew. Understand your limitations, and that is the financial limitation 2022 will show. One of the major reasons is that till April 2022, second house, the house of finances, which holds Sagittarius zodiac sign, will be under Pap Kartari. It is only from May that Ketu moves in the 12th house and Jupiter comes in the 5th house, which opens the sign of Sagittarius and will therefore remove any obstacles from the financial perspective. The loans will now be sanctioned. People who are associated with manufacturing, real estate, teaching, education, art and craft, media, advertisement, any kind of business associated with perfume, jewelry, clothing, and also to a certain extent tiles, bathroom fittings, all those people will see business going in a positive direction. Just that Rahu in the 6th house also shows that you will have more enemies. So chant Mahamrityunjay mantra, do Shiva Jap, Rudrashtakam, and in case you are facing a lot of enemies, you can chant Bajrang Baan, so that you can be positive and the negative energy do not affect you. Overall, 2022 shows great avenues for business, but this time the business can be local, because Ketu's presence in the 12th house can also show that one of the overseas branch or a branch that is outside your own local zone can close. So people who want to wrap up their business, you will see that post 2022 April there will be bigger opportunities. You may get buyers. Also, people related with speculative business, share market, will see major improvement after July. Between May and June, Saturn will also be in the sign of Aquarius. This Saturn will aspect the 6th house, that means Rahu with the third aspect. This is the time you should refrain from any major investment in your business, because the fifth house will be now under Pap Kartiri between Saturn and Rahu. After that, the once Saturn moves back to the sign of Capricorn, it shows that you are now once again going to the drawing board, restructuring your business, and this will be more productive. So you may have to increase the productivity of business by reshuffling or restructuring your hierarchy, restructuring the people who work for you. And this is a very good year for entrepreneurs who want to start a startup, who want to start a new business. You will see lot more startups will come in your mind, lot more ideas will come in your mind, especially after August 2022. It's a very good year for business and from the perspective of finance. Moving to the next area of life, job and career. Now, if you observe, for Scorpio ascendant, the 10th house is controlled by Sun. The Sun will be in the sign of Capricorn from 14th of January, and this Sun and Saturn conjunction, it definitely tells that if you want to create any major change in your career, this can be one good time. Sun also shows authority, Sun also shows your leadership, Sun also shows people who are your senior supervisors, government, and when Saturn comes there, it shows they will stand for you in the justice. You will get the justice and you will get due recognition. But hey, if you are egoistic, then you will also see a reputation getting declined. After Sun moves in the sign of Aries, that means after 14th of April till 14th of May, Sun and Rahu conjunction on one side shows greater opportunities, on one side it shows that the responsibility that will be given on you will be way bigger than you can even perform. So be very much sure when you are taking any responsibility in your career. Don't just accept anything that comes to you, because that may give you some exposure, that may give you promotion in the future. And as I said, don't bite more than you can chew. Remember, Ketu in the 12th house also shows moksha. This moksha should not come from the career. This moksha is a general habit that you have to inculcate in 2022, the habit of spirituality, the habit to lead the life in a spiritual way, and then you will see everything is good and fine. After May 2022, when Jupiter will be in the 5th house, after some struggle, you will be able to change your career, change your line of business, but for that you may have to do some certifications. For people who want to upgrade their education, this is also going to be a favorable time. So from the perspective of career, I see a very positive year. Track the movement of Sun, and when Sun is especially in the 12th house, that means in the sign of Leo, that means during Diwali, that is 1 month where you will have to be very, very cautious, because that's the time when Sun will be with Ketu. Overall, from the career and job perspective, this year shows lot of learning, lot of new responsibility, lot of shift in your domain, and this domain shifting, career realignment will actually put your career on a right track. All you have to do is listen to the need of the society, listen, and if you can learn some niche skill, that will also put you in a good position to earn handsomely, because after all, Jupiter from the 5th will aspect the 11th. You can make the best use of your career and best use of this time post May 2022. Moving to the next area, marriage and relationships. Till April 2022, Rahu will be in the 7th house. The 7th house Rahu is definitely not good for relationships. You have to allow Rahu to move in the 6th house. Once Rahu goes in the 6th house, what it will do is it will inflammate the disputes. But hey, if you can hold your ground till June 2022, you will see that the Jupiterian energy in the 5th house will give you a stable relationship. With this relationship, I mean relationship with friends, with the spouse, and this relationship is also with business partner. Overall, because 2nd house will be free from Pap Kartari after April, you will see that you will be able to speak properly, you will be able to talk about your emotions in the right manner, you will be able to communicate in the right direction. Just don't get inflamed and don't get desperate to leave the relation behind, to quit the relation, because that's exactly what will not happen. When Venus will be in the sign of Taurus, it will create a Malavya Yoga. It will create a very strong Panch Mahapurush Raj Yoga. Therefore, it will open up the chances of harmonious relationship, chances of marriage, chances of fixing the marriage, chances of finding life partner. Now, because your ascendant is controlled by Mars, you also need to track the position of Mars. When Mars will be exalted, you will have to observe that this can produce sudden knee-jerk reaction. This Mars will be in the third house, which will make you believe that you can do almost anything. Well, if you are stuck in a situation, stuck in a bad relation, this Mars can help you move in the right direction. It is like a force that helps a car stuck in the ditch who is desperate to move out of that muddy ground. This force will allow the car to move in the right direction. But that doesn't mean you keep on pressing the accelerator because the wheel is stuck. Because no matter how much accelerator you will put, if your action is not in the right direction, then the outcome, the result will be actually zero, which will only frustrate you and waste your energy. Anger should be kept at bay. Anger should not be brought in relationship, ego, especially the time when Sun is with Rahu in April to July. That is the period which is bad for relationship. In case of any problems, just try to hold the situation till July, and after that, once Jupiter is free from Pap Kartari, once Sagittarius is free from Pap Kartari, things will become far more suitable. In the month of August, Venus will also find its presence in the sign of Virgo. That is the time when 7th Lord will be with Ketu. Most of the breakups and divorces might happen during that time. Be careful if you are in a bad relationship. There can be also a separation between husband and wife, not necessarily due to a bad situation, but maybe due to career. So you may have to accept. The more accepting you are for your spouse, the more accepting you are for your life partner, the better your life will be in 2022. Because after all, Jupiter in the 5th house shows very positive gains for marriage, love and relationship. Just that when Saturn will be in the 4th house, you may feel slightly troubled by children. If you are a father or a mother, then definitely you will have some concern towards your own children, towards their life, towards their health. And for that, if you can simply pray to Lord Shiva and do basic Guru mantra, Om Gram Greem Grom Sah Guruve Namaha, a basic Brihaspati mantra, you will see that you will be in a much better situation to control the problem. Well, life gives small ups and downs, that is true for everybody. But for you, 2022 will come as a blessing. Just because Ketu moves out of your first house, your mind is now free. The rejuvenation has happened, and this is the new you. You will have to understand yourself, and you will have to also understand the surroundings. Knee-jerk reaction and being impatient will not solve any problem. Have patience, and you will find 2022 giving you one of the best relations, and you will not be alone at all. Moving to the next area, health. Well, health is wealth, and that is exactly what has been taught to us from past couple of years. There is no other wealth as great than your own health. If you are good in your body, then this birth will make some sense. But if your body doesn't support you, doesn't matter how much wealth you have, you won't be able to enjoy. With Rahu going in the 6th house post April 2022, you need to take care of your health, especially the health that is associated with your own mind. Mental health, psychosomatic issues can be a big problem, especially if you are a Scorpio moon. Now remember, when moon is in Scorpio and Rahu is in 6th house, unknown fear, sickness, anxiety because you may think that you can fall sick will rise. You will have to control your mind by being creative. Yes, Jupiter's presence in the 5th house will aspect the ascendant, so which means ignorance is not the cure. Knowledge is going to serve the purpose. If you are scared about a disease, try to learn more about that disease. Try to talk to a doctor. Try to resolve that mental conflict by knowledge. The more you get to know about that disease, the more you get to know the solution, the remedy, the possibilities, you will find your mind in a much more calmer position. But that doesn't mean you will Google, because that is like half-cooked knowledge. You have to contact a person who is an expert in that field. Ayurveda, homeopathy will also help you a lot, especially in 2022. Anger and blood and heart related issue can literally cause a lot of problem. So control your anxiety by doing pranayama. You can also do Varuna Mudra and drink plenty of water. Donate water for a good health. But overall, unless you really have a health issue in your chart, you won't see much of the health concern unless you purposefully destroy your own health. If you can take control of the food, if you eat low-fat food, if possible, don't eat food in the night. And then you will see that by going vegan, by being sattvic, by eating sattvic, you will have absolutely no health problem. But just as a word of caution, if in your horoscope Rahu is in a bad position, then Rahu transit in the 6th house can trigger some unexpected disease, the disease which cannot be diagnosed properly. So remember, before taking any medicine, ensure that your problem is diagnosed in a correct way. Overall, if you live a holistic life, health will not be a big issue. The very reason being, Ketu is out of your ascendant is coming back to its own glory. Coming to the final area of life, education and learning. For that, Jupiter's movement in the 5th house, especially after July 2022, this is a very good time for students, for teachers, for professors, for people who are associated in the field of education in any way. Jupiter's presence in the 5th house will strengthen your entire horoscope and will act as one strong force that will not only give you wealth, but it will also give you knowledge. Chanting Guru Mantra, chanting Saraswati Mantra will work wonders. Students who are trying to enroll for government job will see some success. Especially if you are trying to enroll in foreign service examination, if you are willing to give some examination like TOEFL or IELTS that can help you move or relocate to a foreign location, after May 2022 you will see some progress happening in that direction and you will also become successful. But because Rahu is in the 6th house, you will always feel that you have not done enough. So always keep giving your 150%, and when you are in examination, give without panic. Just a small tip, don't study a night before examination. Till April 2022, try to plan, try to figure out what is right for you, because at that time Rahu will be in the 7th house. So proper planning is needed, otherwise you will believe in some decision that taking that certification or joining that course or quitting your job and joining an MBA course will be beneficial for you. Rather, I will say that spend that 3-4 months into actually figuring out whether the certification, the course, the learning is going to be good for you, or in the long run it is just a waste of time. It's just that you want to learn because you have to do something, you just feel stuck. If you are feeling stuck, small certifications are okay, but any major career related change that can impact your life, your finances, should not be taken unless Jupiter stabilizes in the 5th house. That means it is good to take those decisions only in the second half of 2022. Overall, from learning and education sector, Jupiter's presence is going to work wonders. Also, once Sun will be in the sign of Leo in August and September, you will also see that career related growth will just give you proper direction. You will understand what's right for you, what's wrong for you, and this year is a glorious year for students, for learners, for seekers. So, seek the light. So that was a quick take for Scorpio Ascendant and Scorpio Moon sign. I wish you a very happy, healthy and a very prosperous 2022. With this, we'll meet in the next video. Till then, namaste.